First, a salesperson. This is the position you aim to achieve, and in this industry, you never have to go any further than this position and make a lot of money. This video is explaining, simplifying, and adding real-world experience to help understand the roles of RECO, a real estate brokerage itself, and the roles within a brokerage. This is beginner knowledge, and that's okay. I know there's a lot of people that watch this channel that are on step 1 of getting their license. These topics come up mainly on course 1, a little bit into course 2, and you may actually see it here or there throughout the entire Humber program, plus great topics to know for the real world. As usual, if you are looking for more support to pass the exams, look for my Exam Master mini courses in the description below. More on that later in the video, but let's just dive right into it. First, we'll quickly touch on RECO, then the brokerage, then the roles within the brokerage, and stick around to the end because we'll break down a really good MCQ question that you may see on the exams. First, the roles of RECO. The Real Estate Council of Ontario, RECO, administers REBA, or very soon to be TRESA, in the Humber material. REBA stands for the Real Estate Business and Brokers Act, and this will be changing very soon in the Humber material to TRESA, the Trust in Real Estate Services Act. One of the main regulations under REBA/TRESA soon to be is basically the Code of Ethics. When you see that acronym there, just think Code of Ethics. This is very important and comes up again throughout the entire program. Their mission, and this will come up on the exams for sure, is to support a fair, safe, and informed real estate market for consumers in Ontario through effective and innovative regulation of services offered by those who trade in real estate. When you think RECO, just think consumer protection and think us. Make us registrants highly responsible and highly ethical. They do that through enforcing registration, enforcing education, the Humber College Real Estate Program, and also insurance standards. We must pay insurance as registrants, and this protects not only the consumer, but us as well. They also address complaints from the consumer or concerns of a brokerage, broker, or salesperson, which is a perfect segue into brokerages and the roles within it. First, a brokerage. A brokerage can be a corporation, a partnership, or a sole proprietorship that trades for profit. Okay, so there's a couple things I want you to know about these three options, and spoiler alert, this is what our question, our MCQ breakdown at the end of the video is going to be based on. Every brokerage must have a broker of record. When you think broker of record, just think their roles responsible for all activities of the brokerage, including all brokers, salespersons, and all unregistered employees of the brokerage. When the brokerage is a corporation or a partnership, the owners do not have to be the broker of record. However, if the brokerage is owned by a sole proprietor, that owner must be the broker of record. Now, within the brokerage, we'll have the broker of record, of course, we'll have unregistered employees, but let's mainly focus on brokers and salespersons. First, a quick note. A very high percentage of salespersons and brokers will be hired as independent contractors. However, for the purposes of REBA/TRESA, they are considered employees of the brokerage. Try to remember that point as it will show up on the exams. First, a salesperson. This is what you aim to become, and you never have to go any further than this position and make a lot of money. You are registered as a salesperson. You are employed by the brokerage to trade according to REBA/TRESA, and now that you have the education and have fully been registered, you as the salesperson will sign on behalf of the brokerage during trading activities. Yes, a brokerage is a must, and we are highly regulated here in Ontario in the real estate industry, but you are still growing your own business, and you can even incorporate if you like. Next, a broker. A broker just means that they have a higher level of education and can take on different roles within the brokerage if they like. I am a broker here at eXp Realty, for instance, and I could be hired if I chose to take the job as a role, say as the broker of record even. Note that if you are a salesperson, a broker, or a broker of record, you can still trade in real estate all the same, no difference. You still have your database of clients if you desire, and you can help them buy or sell and make a ton of money. The definition of trading, just so you have it because it could come up, is any activity that furthers a purchase, sale, exchange, option, lease, or rental of a property. And remember, just so it sticks, good repetition is great for memorization. We are all considered employees of the brokerage for the purposes of REBA/TRESA. So take screenshots of that if needed. Go back, of course, but let's get into a really good multiple choice question you may see on the exams. We'll read it, then read the answers and break down the answers as we go. This is the question here. When I'm on the exams, I always take the cursor, I put it to the top left, take a deep breath and start. In addition to choosing a business model for a brokerage, a broker or owner will need to select an appropriate ownership type. What statement is true about a sole proprietorship? Perfect. So you've watched this video now, you know you have a corporation, a partnership, and a sole proprietorship. Those are our three. Off to A sole proprietorship requires extensive paperwork to establish as there is only one person setting it up. So a bit of a tricky answer here, and this could definitely fool people. Although there's only one person setting it up, it requires very little paperwork and allows the initiation of the registration process to occur relatively quickly. Incorrect there. Let's move on to B. Sole proprietorships operate as separate legal entities and have reduced risk exposure for the owners. This is actually also incorrect. A sole proprietor actually has unlimited liability and is the primary disadvantage. If the business were to go bankrupt, the creditors could actually sue the owner and even seize personal assets. Off to C. Losses incurred by the sole proprietor related to the business operations can be applied against other personal income. Okay, so this is more or less the opposite than B, isn't it? What I would do at this point is just leave the cursor hovered over this for now. Always move the cursor when you're reading on the exams to flow with your answers. Anything that seems correct, leave it hovered over. Anything that seems wrong, eliminate it and move on. So I would leave it there for now, but still read D to complete the process of elimination. A sole proprietorship can be restricted by many government regulations in Ontario. This is incorrect as well. It is actually free from many government regulations imposed on partnerships and corporations in Ontario. Certain tax advantages may exist as well. There are tax advantages for partnerships and corporations, but for a sole proprietorship, the tax advantages would be based on personal levels of income. So I would go back to C and I quickly read it again. Losses incurred by the sole proprietor related to business operations can be applied against other personal income. This is correct and a pretty big reason to open up, say, a corporation. I'll bring up a note here because sometimes I like to add these additional notes to questions. Note that for a sole proprietorship, the owner also must be the broker of record. The sole proprietorship must operate solely in the broker of record's name. There is no survivorship of a sole proprietorship and it cannot be sold. If the owner were to pass or is done selling real estate and wishes to retire, they cannot sell the brokerage or pass it along to anyone. Again, like mentioned, another pretty big disadvantage for having a sole proprietorship over a partnership or most likely a corporation. I really hope this helped, guys, and as mentioned, if you're looking for that additional support to pass the Humber College real estate exams first try, look for my Exam Master mini courses in the description below. It's mini notes, mini quizzes, my exact fundamentals I use to pass all exams first try and in 4.5 months, and I also do video breakdowns of the 4 types of questions you will see on the exams. Those links in the description below are also value links for the YouTube family for the time being. Again, I really hope that helped, guys. If you have any questions on this at all, you can DM, email, comment on this video. I get back to everyone. My name's Callum Moore, eXp Realty real estate broker here in Ontario. Thanks so much for watching and we'll see you in the next one.